Make sure you are seated comfortably, your body relaxed. Close your eyes and focus your attention on your breath, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your lungs. Allow any tensions and worries to slip away with each out-breath, releasing all negativity. With each in-breath drawing in purifying clean air. Slowly let all outside concerns fade away. The space around you begins to darken as your attention moves inwards. Your awareness of the world around you recedes, leaving only a quiet, peaceful darkness. You rest a moment in the darkness, feeling yourself safe and secure. The darkness spreads out in all directions, vast and silent. You rest within the great void, Gununga Gap, the emptiness before creation, before the beginning of time and the birth of space. Within this void all things will come into being. In the very distance on either side of you, you are aware of the realms of fire and ice, so far away you can barely perceive them. Through their union, force and form will come into being, and the worlds will be set in motion. It is in this place that you will meet Ehwaz. In the centre of the void you see a small light, a tiny spark of vitality. We will call the name of Ehwaz 3 times together to bring it into being. Through the power of your voice, the spark of light transforms, glowing a deep purple and becoming the shape of the Ehwaz rune. It grows larger and larger, shining brightly in the darkness, steadily moving towards you until it comes to a rest just in front of you, waiting for you to enter. Slowly you pass through the rune and into the realm beyond. You are standing in a darkened corridor. Ahead of you are the lights of flickering torches set in the walls, and beyond that voices of men and women, but you feel no desire to go and join them. Your mood is contemplative, restless, yearning for something as yet unnamed and unknown. You wish that you could remain in this hushed, darkened corridor. The festivities ahead sing loud in your mind and disturb your calm and peace. The festivities are to be held in your honour, for you have come of age, and now it is time for you to choose a bride, a match that will do honour to your people and bring much luck, wealth and blessing. Standing in your embroidered finery, you do not feel at all like a great nobleman, but rather like a child who has been told childhood has come to an end. All the testing, all the trials, all the study and hard work that has shaped you for the role of leader seem as nothing in comparison with this one task of bonding your people to another, of bonding yourself to another, unknown being. What will she be like? How can she love you when she does not know you? How will you know her when you see her? In a sudden burst of decisiveness you determine to break yourself away from these gloomy thoughts for just a little longer. You will not be missed amongst the preparations. After all, you will not be missed amongst the preparations. You slip out of the side door into the courtyard beyond. From there it is easy to make your escape unseen onto the heathland beyond your stronghold. It is autumn. The leaves have already fallen from the trees, and the heathland is mottled green, yellow, silver and purple against a pale grey sky. You walk on until you reach a brook, which has cut a meandering path through the heathland. The waters are bubbling merrily, sometimes dark, sometimes reflecting in white and silver as the sunlight catches them. You feel soothed by the brook's song, as if its spirit seeks to calm you and remind you of the long years you have spent together as you have grown from child to man. You smile in acknowledgement and resolve to follow the brook wherever she may lead you. Above the steady trickle of water you make out a distant cawing, and as you continue on your way you make out the silhouette of a raven perched upon the black limbs of a tree whose branches spread out over the water. The tree stands over a path of stepping stones placed deep within the brook. The raven tilts her head to one side, and you obediently jump across the slippery stones to join her on the other side. As you reach the opposite bank of the brook, the raven takes flight, soaring into the air and then diving down before fluttering to the earth just ahead. You follow her, and she continues with this progress, leading you across the heathland to where the land rises up to greet the great shadow of the forest beyond. As the raven perches on a stone, you make out a silver glinting light by her foot. She stays quite still as you approach, letting you reach out to grasp the tiny object she has found for you before fluttering away. It is a ring of delicate silver. At first you think it is plain, but as you twist it between finger and thumb, you notice that 2 running horses have been engraved into it, one on each side. The ring is too small for you, but you put it in your pocket and thank the raven who is, even now, circling above you. As you watch, she circles higher and higher until she is joined by a second raven, whom she follows off into the distance. You see that the day is drawing in now, but still have no desire to return. The outlines of the trees at the edge of the forest can be seen clearly, and as you scan its periphery, you feel eyes watching you from the forest as a beautiful red fox with a silver back makes her way out towards you. As you watch, she begins a circling, swaying, coiling dance which slowly advances towards you and then recedes. Her eyes remain fixed upon you, and her dance seems to beckon you, to entice you to follow her. Why not, you think? I have come this far and have found nothing but happiness and unexpected gifts. So you follow the fox as she continues her hypnotic dance, drawing you into the forest, gazing into your soul with her golden eyes, caressing the trees with her body as she moves through them with grace and elegance. As you follow her, the gap between you narrows, as you are drawn closer and closer by the fox's dance. Then she stops, poised. For the first time she breaks with your gaze, and swiftly runs forward into the clearing ahead. You realise that she has led you to the old ruins. As a child you were warned sternly not to play here, and particularly not to sleep here. You remember your mother telling you that it was a magic place, and not a good magic place, but rather a place of dark and tricksy magics that might draw you in. Just as Madame Fox the Temptress has done, you think. But perhaps now is the right time to be tempted, before responsibility and duty make such things impossible. So you follow the fox into the ruins. The stones have been worn smooth with time, but you can make out the shape of chambers, and are able to follow the corridors of what would have once been a sturdy fortress, you have no doubt. In some places the walls are still high, and it is into one of these chambers that you feel drawn. The walls are covered in moss, and the last flowers of a training climber make them enchantingly picturesque. You can see grooves in the wall, where stair treads might once have been inserted. At the bottom of this imagined staircase is a little nook, which looks comfortably lined with moss and leaves. As the twilight draws in, you settle yourself here and resolve that this will be your bedchamber for the night. Despite the shrill anticipation running through your body, you fall asleep with surprising ease. Dreams flow quickly and easily. You see the brook as a great silver path leading you to the forest stronghold. The raven is a woman wrapped in a dark cloak with wisdom on her lips. Fox is a flaming beauty, whose body ensnares your senses and sets your heart beating. Around you the ancient fortress awakens under the light of the moon and stars. Its walls grow high once more, and its floor and ceiling reappear. Around this enchanted place a white horse is running, her mane flying and glowing a brilliant white in the moonlight. The small flowers within your chamber become intricate wooden carvings, and the steps appear, leading up to the chambers above. The place is cold, oppressive, and eerie, and your dreaming self shivers and wonders why you sought out this place. In the distance you hear the sound of the horse neighing, urgent, high-pitched. You don't recognise the voice, but you know that she is calling you, that she knows you already. Your dreaming self stands, and as if in response, the great wooden doors of the stronghold grow solid and dark and forbidding. The horse calls again, and you push against the door to open it and run to her, but something holds you back, a feeling, a sensation. Somewhere in this stronghold there is something precious, something important that you should seek out. As you think this, you know immediately that it is true. You have been called here for a reason. It is wrong to run away so soon. Your eyes turn to the steps leading up to the chambers above, and you begin to ascend them. The first step is easy, but the second is more difficult. You feel as if you are battling against an invisible force, something strong and deep and fearful. The stone walls seem to creak and groan, lending their strength and power to this strange obstruction. Still you push on. The more resistance there is, the more you are convinced this is the right path. Step by step you climb, pushing with all your might until at last you reach the top. As your foot leaves the final step, the resistance melts away as if it had never been there. You are standing at the end of a long, dark corridor. At the far end there is a great curtain. As you walk down the corridor, fear grips your heart like an icy hand twisting inside you. You remember every failure, every disappointment, every heartache you have ever endured, as if each one was crowding in upon your soul and leaving no room for resolve or courage. You feel foolish, unworthy, a squirming thing at the mercy of the dark. What made you think you could lead your people? What made you think you could satisfy a mate? What made you think you could survive a night in this enchanted place? Still, even as these thoughts crowd in, your feet continue to walk forward, one foot after another. It is not your mind that makes them move. It is more the accumulation of your deeds. Each achievement counterweighs the doubting words. Each act of bravery balances out the fear that fills you. Every generous gift or wise decision becomes a force that keeps you moving forward until, at last, you stand before the curtain. You lift it. On the other side you see a man. He is walking through darkness, but he stands in the light, a light that shines from his heart. His eyes are filled with hope, kindness and fortitude. He is an adventurer, a warrior, and a leader. He trusts his instincts and follows his heart. He is open to the guidance, wisdom, gifts and pleasures of woman. He is ready. As you recognize your own reflection, it dissolves, giving way to the vision of a bright chamber where a woman stands. She is smiling, her hands outstretched to receive you. "Come," she whispers, and takes your hand. As her hand brushes against yours, your eyes are dazzled by silver light. She pulls you quickly, almost as if you were floating up and out of the enchanted stronghold. She guides you to the beautiful white horse who now stands waiting patiently for the both of you. The horse whinnies contentedly, now you are safe. You feel the arms of the bright woman slip around your waist as the horse carries you both from the forest into the dawn light. Now she is galloping across the heath, its autumnal colours lit in glorious radiance by the newborn sun. As the golden rays of the sun hit you, the bright woman whispers, "Now you have found yourself. You will have no trouble finding me." You feel her energy dissolve and her weight disappear. Now you are riding alone upon the back of the white horse. She will carry you home to the festivities, to the beginning of your quest for your bride. You feel the silver ring in your pocket and know it is hers. Whatever finery you gift her, the ring will be enough to bond you together. In the distance you can see your own stronghold now, beautiful in the morning light. Your heart is full as the white mare carries you home, speeding across the heathland. At last you are at the outer walls. You climb down and stroke her white nose, thanking her for watching over you and carrying you home. You feel sure that you will meet again. Then you turn to face your stronghold and, with your finger, you draw a glistening silver Ehwaz rune in front of you. It sparkles in the sunlight, growing larger and brighter until it forms a great doorway for you to pass through. Slowly you walk towards the Ehwaz rune and pass through it, feeling its power caress you as you pass out of the realm of Ehwaz into darkness once more. Standing in the darkness, you give thanks to the rune for its lessons and energy. You watch as it fades away, leaving you in darkness, ready to return to your physical form. Slowly you let your attention return to your body, feeling the darkness around you start to fade. You let your awareness expand to the space around you as the darkness recedes. You feel yourself centered within your body, your attention focused on your physical presence, your breath, and your heartbeat. The Ehwaz rune has gone, and you begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, bringing yourself back to normal reality. Take your time, and when you are ready, open your eyes.